that, Judith? The song they played us with was "Everybody Wang Chung Tonight." There's a flashback. This is Judith Onley, ladies and gentlemen, and it's so nice to welcome you back to the show again.
Thank you, Tim. It's just such a pleasure.
I was looking forward to today. Wellness Wednesday. We're looking for what I asked Judith for was to come on and help us with some pointers on staying centered and positive and just feeling energized and grounded. And you've come with this beautiful excerpt from your first book, which is called Your Mastery, Live It Now. Judith has 2 bestsellers out. This is the first one. This was the first one. The second one, as you can see, is Messages of Hope from Us. Anyway, Judith, there are 11 points here that you brought on this excerpt from it's support for integration of new energies. Let's talk it through. We were in the green room before, and Luann and I were going, yes, we need to do that. Yes, we need to do that too. Yes. You talk us through it, please.
Well, because you started off with the words new energy, I want to talk about that just for a minute, because we're ever evolving. And raising our consciousness and becoming more aware, and our vibrations are raising. So as we do that, there's more for us to pay attention to. So that's one of the reasons why I call this list Support for Integration of New Energies, because as we get in alignment with that, then it does get easier. So these 11 points, and 11 is for a reason. We talked about that in the last show. 11. The ones. It's new beginnings.
Right,
and when you put 2 ones together, it's exponentialized. It's not doubled, it's multi-whatever.
Yes.
And so 11 is about our own mastery, about mastery of self, mastery of our energy, and these 11 points, and I was given them very specifically as 11, will help us to do that.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And the first one is breathe.
We all know that. We know it up here. But breathing, it gets oxygen to our muscles and our brain, but breathing connects us to our spirit and to however we see our source, God, creator, universe, doesn't matter the name. But when you breathe, it's a connection, an instant connection. And that's why they often say, if you're angry, breathe for 10 seconds first, because it centers you. When you're in your center, you have much more available energy.
Done exercises with clinicians who speak about, they talk you through breathing, right? So you go through a relaxed state, and you appreciate your breath, and you acknowledge what your body's feeling, and then they talk you into a state of agitation or arousal, where they ask you to notice the breathing changes, how you constrict more, how the breath gets shallower, and then they take you back to that place, and you can notice the difference in your body, and your breath. Your breath is everywhere in your body.
Everywhere.
I mean, breath brings oxygen to your blood.
Yes.
So as singers, we learn to breathe to our toes, and breathe from.
Yes.
So absolutely breathe.
And to breathe from your heart. We think it's from your lungs. Yes, biologically it is, but energetically you can breathe from your heart.
Beautiful. So there we go. Learn to breathe. And these are available if you go to. How do we get these? You said this is available.
Yes, this is if you sign up for my newsletter, and then you get this as a free gift. This list is a PDF that you will automatically receive if you sign up for my newsletter. And I do a great newsletter. I send out really good information. Yeah.
Okay, fabulous. Number 2.
Think happy thoughts.
Think happy thoughts, but it works.
It totally works.
Positive thinking, the power of positive thinking.
And I always use the example, when I was teaching dancing, we did our recitals, we did Peter Pan one year. And Peter Pan, when he goes to the kids' room, he tells them to think happy thoughts, and then they fly.
That's right.
And so if we do that, it lightens us up, literally lightens us up, so we could soar.
I was just at a conference, I was telling you, where there was a psychologist was speaking, a clinical psychologist, and it was all about the power of the brain.
Yes.
And the power of thought.
Yes.
And positive thought, and how you can actually train your brain.
It does.
To go to that place. So excellent.
And it has when you have a good thought, it has a biological chemical reaction in our body, as does the negative.
Physiological changes occur in the body from those brainwaves.
Absolutely.
You're so true. Okay, next. Nature. Yes.
And we know that. See, everything on here we actually know.
But we need to be reminded, Judith. That's why
it's to be reminded, and it's to take an action on it. So again, we were talking in the green room, is just putting your feet on the ground, bare feet on the ground. I do that even in the winter.
Talk about that barefoot thing. That got Luann's attention. She spun around in her chair when you mentioned that.
I know. Because we are electrical conductors. We have an electrical magnetic field that can be measured now because of our technology, and we receive energy as a receiver that gets grounded into the earth. So wearing rubber-soled shoes stops that. So our houses literally would blow up in an electrical storm if we didn't have the grounding rod. Well, a lot of people are frying and blowing up. We know that. We see it out there. We need to be able to ground this energy because it's high frequency energy we're into now.
And one of the things that I've always, for my church is going out to Point Louise.
Oh, I love
And I sit on the shore and I look at the water and the sand and the sky and the trees, and for me that, and I look at, it gives me a picture of the universe and makes me realize how basically inconsequential my worries and my woes are.
Absolutely.
And how I'm just a small speck in this whole grand scheme of things. And it takes so much pressure off me when I just go out into nature. The other thing too, Judith, is I've heard that if you, for instance, you work in an office or something, and you're getting stressed and you're getting tense, 10 minutes, folks. You take 10 minutes and you go outside for a walk, it's going to completely change your energy.
And the other thing they're doing studies on is, even if, a lot of people have to be in front of a computer to do their job, is having a nature photograph as your background.
No kidding.
That actually changes the brainwaves.
Even just your screen.
The screenshot will change it.
Rest and quiet time is number 4.
I know.
So important.
And we don't take enough time. You know, busy lives, jobs, kids, whatever's going on. And again, Luann was very much part of this interview earlier. We were talking about, you schedule it in. You schedule rest and quiet time in. And it doesn't have to be hours. It could be a 10-minute, like, I'm going to my room, I'm just going to sit quiet for right now, and I'll talk to you in 10 minutes.
Be in the now, which is so important, which we always want to try to control things, or I do. And you try to remember that you can't control the past, it's already happened. You can't control the future, it hasn't happened yet. All we have is the present.
It's where our power is. Our power is right now. And this is also how we create the future we would like to create, is when we're centered and empowered now, we're creating something better in the next moment.
Look, I'm breathing just because you're saying so. Do things that feel good.
Yes. And again, we used to think that was selfish. It's not. It's self first and self-preservation. And it's that old adage, if the plane's going down, put the mask on yourself first. So if we're doing things that feel good, we're going to be so much more beneficial to those around us that love us. And we love them.
Movement and music is next.
Yes, that's obvious. We need fun and movement. Our body's meant to move.
Water.
High quality water, not just any water, but high quality water to nurture our body and our cells.
And then nutrition, we know we need to eat well.
Everybody knows that. Let's just do it.
Exactly. Love and light, Judith.
Love and light. This is, of course, one of my favorite things, because when we're loving, we're having a loving thought, and we know that we're just this beautiful ball of light, because literally once the body's gone, we're just this ball of light. We can emanate that out to everybody, into the world.
And then once you've got that going on, you've got so much joy. Number 11 is share the joy.
And that's what you help people do, Tim.
You too, Judith.
You too, Tim.
Ladies and gentlemen, Judith Onley, and we can find you online where, Judith?
At judithonley.com.
There you go. Thank you so much for helping us get through the week.
Thank you, Tim.
Really great mindful stuff, and we'll be right back with Luann on Mornings with Luann and Tim. This was great.
Oh, thank you.
I feel better already.
Awesome.